Matthew Hayden alongside my analyst here today, Grant Langston, as we are going to witness the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders take on the Bulls from South Florida here at ATC. So, Grant, I think we just start jumping right into the action. You know, MTSU coming off a very nice road trip, taking down the ranked Duke team and playing very competitive against Wake Forest. What are we hoping to see today in today's matchup?
Just to continue that strength of performance. Obviously, the ITA kickoff weekend was a huge success for the Blue Raiders last weekend. They weren't able to quite take down Wake Forest, but had solid performances across the board. And we're actually going to take it down to Coach Caligiani here to start out for a little pregame interview here. Coach, how you doing?
Good, good. How are you guys?
Doing well. Matt, you want to take it from here?
I got you. So, Coach, you know, coming off a ranked win against Duke, you know, 4-2 there, and then playing a very competitive Wake Forest team and, you know, taking them neck and neck. How do you guys feel coming back home to ATC?
Yeah, you know, it was a good win against Duke, but we wanted to win both matches. We wanted to make it all the way to the Final 16 in Chicago, and we didn't. So, you know, we're happy for the win against Duke, but we kind of it's kind of bittersweet of a weekend. But you know, we want to be a top 16 team. We think we are. Some people in college tennis don't think we are. Don't even think we are top 25 as well. Neither, but you know. Anyway, it was a good weekend, and we're ready for today.
No doubt. And I think it's hard to argue that your performance last weekend doesn't argue at least being in that top 25. Coach, what do you expect to see here today to follow up kind of that performance from last weekend?
I expect a good performance today. The good results that we had last weekend are because our tennis is improving, our doubles is sharper, singles getting better, we're working well at practice, we're analyzing well our matches, we're playing better every week. So I have good expectations for this week, for today and for this weekend.
Absolutely. And Coach Callie, you know, you're playing a USF team. You know, last time they came here was last year. You guys won 4-3. And so a very competitive match. You know, do you expect the same kind of energy here today?
Yeah, actually the last 2 years, it was 4-3 2 years in a row, and we always have good battles. Luckily we won both. But honestly, I hope it's not going to be the same as the last 2 years. I hope it's going to be not as competitive, but we'll see.
So, Coach, another question here is just, you know, what has become, you know, coming off a long road trip and then coming straight here, you know, it is good to be back at ATC, but, you know, it does take a little bit of toll, you know, traveling. You know, how has your team been able to, you know, overcome the, you know, exhaustion that can be caused from such a long travel?
Well, I mean, we are, in the last couple of years, we've been really good at focusing on recovery, and we're lucky we have a great trainer, and she traveled with us at the kickoff, and she's taking care of our guys, a good strength and conditioning coach. He's doing a great job with recovery. We're trying to manage, especially the older guys. So, you know, everyone is healthy, is feeling good, and yeah, we're good. We're good to go.
And finally, Coach, could you just give us maybe a little insight on what court we should be watching today, who we should be watching out for, and who might be able to tip that scale in the favor of our own Blue Raiders?
Court number 3 is going to be a rematch of last year. Ozzy played against Tudorica in court 5 last year at South Florida, and Ozzy lost. So, you know, that's going to be a good rematch. But the top 2 is going to be a good matches as well. They have 2 transfers from Georgia and from Mississippi State. They're good players. So top 3, I would say, are going to be competitive matches.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's all the time we've got. Thank you, Coach Callie, for taking some time with us, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
And after, you know, our interview with Coach Cal, we are going to have take a quick break right here, and we'll have our doubles matchups leading into tonight's matchup. Is there anything you want to say before we go to break, Grant?
No, just a lot of interesting insights there from Coach Callie, as he mentioned Court 3 with OBP rematching against Alvin Tudorica. That will be certainly one to watch, as well as the top 2 courts. Anyhow, we're going to send it to break, and we'll be right back here with all your doubles action right here on MTN Sports.
On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law, and it reads, No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity, receiving federal financial assistance. Happy 50th anniversary, Title IX. Thank you for giving little girls like me and big kids like Conference USA student athletes the opportunity to dream big.
Mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend,
we pledge to continue the conversation.
because it matters.
because you matter.
stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
Mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend,
We pledge to continue the conversation.
because it matters.
Because you matter.
stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend,
We pledge to continue the conversation.
because it matters.
Because you matter.
stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
I have a voice.
You have a voice.
We have a voice.
Our voices can be heard
Outside of sports.
As student athletes, we have a platform.
Now more than ever.
It's important that we listen, learn, and lead, and raise our voices for change.
We can all do more.
Now is the time
To make a difference.
This is our chance.
This is our chance to make a better tomorrow.
Together,
we will continue the conversation.
We have a voice.
On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law, and it reads, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity, receiving federal financial assistance." Happy 50th anniversary, Title IX. Thank you for giving little girls like me and big kids like Conference USA student athletes the opportunity to dream big.
mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend,
We pledge to continue the conversation.
And welcome back to CUSA.TV's Middle Tennessee coverage of tennis. I'm your host once again, Matt Hayden, alongside my analyst today, Grant Langston. And as today we are going to jump into our doubles lineup today. On our court one, we have Francisco Roca in OBP facing off against University of South Florida Bulls David Tortora, Eric Greedus. Court 2 is going to be Stein Slump and Pablo Motel going up against Bruno Oliveira and Alvin Turidico. Wow, man, there we go. And finally on Court 3, Marcel Kamarowski and Andre Horak facing off against Tomas Pavlovich Smith and Tom Pisane. So, Grant, going into these matchups, is there any court that you are really focusing on today in this doubles?
Certainly court number 1 for the Blue Raiders, Oscar Polson and Francisco Rocha, as you were mentioning, are number 26 in the nation right now. If they win tonight, you would assume they would get a boost to that overall rating in the season, as well as later on in the night we'll have that rematch between OBP and Alvin Tudorica to look forward to.
Indeed, indeed. You know, like you said, Cisco and OBP coming in as ranked 26. You know, a very strong doubles matchup here. What is the key to, securing this doubles point for MTSU?
I think they've just got to keep it rolling. They performed very well last weekend at the ITA kickoff event. They were able to take the doubles point against Duke, which ultimately led to them taking that match. They performed very valiantly against Wake Forest as well. So just continuing to develop that chemistry as the season goes on, Matt.
Absolutely. And you bring up the ITA tournament that MTSU was just recently at, taking down a ranked opponent in Duke. How does that help with the momentum coming in back home at Adams Tennis Complex, trying to secure a big win here over USF?
I think it's crucial for the confidence of this team because they started off the season right, hanging on to that ranking at 25 and fell out pretty quick, even though they were able to win against Michigan State, against Indiana. So it's huge to get that victory against that opponent with a number in front of their name, so that they could vault themselves into that position themselves. As we talked to Coach Cali right before, he expressed that all the guys think that they should have been ranked this entire the entire season. So I think it's just some validation and some motivation to keep going.
Absolutely. That's kind of been like the monkey on the back for this team. They've always wanted to be that, ranked team. They want to have that number beside their name. And, finally getting it. What's something that, you finally get that rank, but you still want to be hungry? How do you go into it? You don't want to get too calm, but you also don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. How do you keep that, equal balance for the two?
I think this men's team has done a very good job this season of playing within themselves and supporting each other. I think that's huge as well. But it looks like we might be about to get started here.
Indeed, indeed. Let's get ready for some Middle Tennessee State University tennis here today, folks. And here we are jumping on court one here with Cisco and OBP versus Davide and Eric. Quick 15 love there for USF. So, Grant, this was our, main court that we wanted to focus on here in the doubles. What has been, what do you think is the key factor for MTSU to be pulling out the, a big win here on court one?
Well, I think you've got to win a break here at some point. Give yourself a chance to breathe a little bit, but also, to put the Bulls back on their own heels a little bit. As Tortora sends it in. Great defense, but it will not be enough for the Blue Raiders. 30 love, South Florida.
Again, like you said, beautiful defense there by Cisco and OBP, but sometimes better offense is just it breaks the back of a good defense there.
That ball appears just a bit long from Tortora.
Beautiful ball there by Tortora. US looking strong here early on.
As you can see, Grevelius and Tortora scheming on the near side. Your Blue Raiders, Oscar Brostrom-Polson and Francisco Rocha, will drop their first game.
Quick first game there. USF, jumping out to an early 1-0 lead here in the first set. How do you, rebound here? As for MTSU, you get a quick first game, how do you keep your composure and not, let the train get off the rails here?
Well, I think it's simple. It's not simple. It's a lot easier said than done, Matt, but you just have to hold. The USF obviously got to start off with the serve there. You got to do the same to answer back.
Absolutely, absolutely, indeed. And like you said, Cisco and OBP ranked 26, so they've been in these spots where they're down early on and been able to rebound, take down top end of duos. That's why they are the court one here. And so that's something to look forward to, see how they are able to, rebound from this early deficit.
No doubt.
And now here we go as we're here we are now on court 2 here with Stein Slump and Pablo Motel. Again, going up against USF's Bruno Oliveira and Alvin Tordico here.
As we're tuning in, it looks like Pavel Model and Stein Slump have just evened this first game at 30 apiece.
Nice play there by Stein. Torrica and Oliveira scheming, trying to, not drop this first match here. Just a bit long there for Stein.
Solid serve there from Oliveira. And the Blue Raiders on court 2 will also drop their first game.
And again, we've seen in past matchups here for the Blue Raiders that, even after dropping a match here, that they're still able to rebound and, still able to, keep their composure, coming from, former athletes all around, just, how are you able to, keep that composure when your back is kind of against the wall a little?
Well, I think particularly there in the case of court 2, you've got two very veteran players there in Stein Slump and Pavel Model for the Blue Raiders. A lot of chemistry because they've played together for a lot of years at this point. And I mean, I think you just got to move on to the next one. You can't let any one shot affect you too much if you have any prayer of bringing it home. As we tune in to Andre Horak and Marcel Kamrowski, the Blue Raider freshman duo over on court 3.
Once again on court 3, another early drop here in the first game for MTSU, but looking to rebound here. Just able to squeak in there to take the second game here.
Now, obviously, Matt, we do not have the best of eyes from up here, but that one looked a little bit wide to me.
Indeed it did, but again, rest call there goes in favor of USF. But again, this team is all about resilience, all about wanting to bounce back. So let's see what the freshman duo can do here. Another one seemed to be just a bit long there for MTSU. USF's duo of Thomas and Tom looking to, keep control here, keep a stronghold here on court 3.
I tell you, they did not take it easy on us with the names today, putting Tom and Thomas together. As Marcel sends that ball back into the net.
Bring us a 30 love here on court number 3 here. USF up 2-0 on the court 3.
Big slam from Andre Horak to earn the Blue Raiders their first point.
Like you said, beautiful slam there by Horak. That's something that, you just got to build momentum off of. You're going down, you're down 2-0. You got to play it ball by ball. You can't, score all your points in one, match or, one ball. So you just got to take it one step at a time, keep, building momentum back up. Got a fault there. Seems to be double fault there in favor of MTSU. 30 all now.
Correct you are, Matt. And I'm sure these Two rookies will certainly take at that.
Another thing we got to look forward to, you want to, if the opponent's, keeping you in this game, you got to take those chances they give you. Not everyone plays a perfect game, but it's the ones that can execute the mistakes the best.
Looks like that one might have just kissed the line for the Blue Raiders. We will wait to see how they scored and then take it down to our courtside reporter, Mr. Dylan Simmons, and it will fall in favor of the South Florida Bulls, so they will lead 40-30 here on court 3. Dylan, what have you got for us?
Well, guys, it's another fantastic night here for MTSU men's tennis action. First time back at the Cathedral of Tennis since January the 20th against Indiana. Big game tonight. Over on court 2 right now, Double S, Steins up and Pavel Modal find themselves in a 1-1 dogfight. Interesting to see how that match develops. Guys, back to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another big matchup. All these matchups are really big here. The doubles point, getting out on top is, something very important. But we have seen in the past where MTSU does drop the doubles point, but is able to rebound in their singles. And so, seeing, Double S and Stein slump and Pavel Modal, in a dogfight there on court 2, you love to see the competitive play there. Now as we're heading back to court 3 here.
Big fist pump from Andre Horak as they battle back from down 30 love and break the Bulls, making it 2-1.
Again, another, thing, just taking it game by game. You got to go, get a couple breaks in your favor. You're right back in this. You're trying to break even with all these breaks. You want to get back on serve. And that's something, the freshmen got to, realize that. You can't win it all in one hit, so you just got to play it ball by ball, see what the opponent's giving you and capitalize on those mistakes.
Absolutely, and that has certainly worked out well for our freshmen Andre Horak and Marcel Kamrowski. As we hear a big applause from the crowd here at Adams Tennis Complex, we're going to take you back down to the action on court 1.
So again, top 26th ranked Cisco and OBP here trying to defend the home court here with court 1. Got a 30 love here in favor of MTSU. USF up 2-1 here on the court. Beautiful ball there by USF. And MTSU still up 30-15 here. Cisco and OBP plotting a plan, trying to get the court into their favor.
Francisco Rocha lines up his serve.
Beautiful serve there by Cisco. And seems to be as MTSU will take that game, bringing it to now a 2-2 tie here on court 1.
Yeah, that's huge, Matt. Very similar situation to the one we were just following on court 3 with our freshman pairing, going down, going down a break and then, excuse me, allowing the Bulls to hold and then, doing the same thing right back to them. Got a few matches here at, deadlocked at 2-2.
Absolutely. Twos are wild out tonight.
So we see a good little stab there in defense from Eric Gravelius. Another thing to note in this court 1 matchup, Matt, is as Coach Callie mentioned before, this team's got a few seniors. Both of these, or not just a few seniors, a few transfers, excuse me, and both of these guys transferred in from SEC schools. Revelius from Georgia and Tortora from Mississippi State.
Very interesting fact to keep in mind. Again, you know, big school names there. Here for a pretty well-groomed, you know, USF program.
What a scoop by Francisco Rocha. And that rally will fall in favor of the Blue Raiders here on court one. What a defensive effort from OBP and Cisco.
Absolute beautiful play there. You know, very hard-fought dogfight right there for that point as he heard the ATC crowd erupting and Cisco, you know, feeding off that energy there. You know, just beautiful defense all the way around from the duo.
That one might be one of the more exciting points you'll ever see here in doubles.
Absolutely. One of those plays you just let play out because, you know, it speaks for itself. CSF puts a beautiful ball there. Not much you can do there. Now up 30-15 here on court one. All tied up. 2-2 here in court one as well.
Yes, the score of your match here on court one is 2-2. Off to your right, Marcel Kamrowski and Andre Horak are tied 2-2 as well. Meanwhile, Pavel Model and Stein Slump off to your left in the blue, trying to draw their match even at 2-2 as well. So, as we've said a couple times here, all about the twos here early.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nice effort there by Cisco, but not much you can do there. USF was controlling that offense very well. Going up 40-30 now. USF here trying to gain that 3-2 advantage here on court one.
Enormous point there, Matt.
Beautiful finish there by OBP. Again, knotting it all up. 40 all here.
Deuce point situation.
Again, like we've mentioned before, 26th ranked duo here for Cisco and OBP. Trying to get a huge break here. USF will get the deciding point here to bring it to a 3-2 in favor of USF. And again, like we saw there, you know, wonderful defense there by Cisco and OBP, and something to look forward to, you know, later on to the match when they're, you know, trying to rebound here, you know, trying to keep it even here. And so, you know, what is that one thing that, you know, turning in that amazing defense and, you know, executing it and turning it into some points on the board?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing a good job of. I mean, from what we've watched so far, they're doing a good job returning serves. They're going from coast to coast, running around trying to chase these balls down. But that will wear you out, and it's definitely going to have to. They're going to have to control serve, hold their own serve when they get those opportunities to have a shot here tonight.
Absolutely. You know, you got to execute early. You know, you don't want to waste too much time and energy, you know, on these early points, because then, you know, once a match goes on longer and longer, it's going to, you know, wear you down here. And here we go as we'll head to court three again, the freshman duo, Marcel and Andre. MTSU up 40-30 here on the court. Another match here. All knotted up at 2. Beautiful ball there by Andre to get the huge break, changing some momentum here on court 3, giving MTSU the lead 3-2.
Yeah, Matt, that's absolutely huge. And just in case you were wondering, over on court 2, Stein Slump and Pavel Modal have evened it up with Bruno Oliveira and Alvin Tudorica. 2 games apiece. So we've got a pretty even battle here, Matt. We've got MTSU up 3-2 on this court, down 3-2 on the top court, and then we're tied at 2 on that second court. So we've got a long way to go here in doubles.
Absolutely, but you know you love to see it here. You know you love to see the teams both being very competitive. You know this is what we expected going into the game. As we talked with Coach Cowley before, that both of their matchups have gone neck and neck. And as here we'll head into the action here on court 2 with again Slump and Modal.
So you see both duos jogging off here. It looks like the pairing of Bruno Oliveira and Alvin Tudorica will hold their serve and go up 3-2.
Again, it looks like copy and paste among all these courts with the 3-2 leads here. Falling down, but again, these MTSU Blue Raiders are, resilient. They fight back, no matter what the deficit is. The scoreboard does not matter to them. They're worried about what's at hand. And it's just, especially the duo here on court 2, as we see with Stein and Pavel here. They're veterans on this team. They lead the team, both on and off the courts, and that's very important to see here for later on.
No doubt. As we will tune back into court number 1 here, right as we get a huge fist pump from Oscar Brostrom Polson. Battling to hold their serve here.
Again, OBP and Cisco, again, a top-end duo here, trying backs against the wall here with a break on the line for USF, trying to hold their serve here. Not much the boys in blue could do there. It's a break in favor of USF. So Grant, going down a break, how are you able to overcome? Got to keep your head in the game. Going down a break is huge, especially in the doubles. How do you overcome that as a duo?
Well, I think it's communication is obviously the first key. That balance that you have with and chemistry that you have with your partner is number one. But the other thing is just staying here in the moment, because you can't. If you get broken, you obviously are not going to go back ahead of them. The next, even if you win the next game. So you've just got to stay focused and disciplined and play inside yourself.
And there we see USF again coming out to a 15-love lead here. Cisco and OBP down 4-2 here on court 1. So we'll have a stoppage here.
Rocha signaled that one out.
Beautiful ball there by OBP. Not much USF can do there.
It was a cheeky little attempt at defense, but I'm not sure if it was intentional or just some hesitation there from Tortora. TSU sporting that very slick blue and over black camo shorts tonight in support of our veterans.
Beautiful ball there by Cisco. Not much USF can do there. MTSU up now, 30-15 here on court one, trying to get a big break here. And again, like we said, MTSU trying to bounce back as they just, they were down one break, trying to bounce back, gain another one back here. And it seems that our sideline reporter, Dylan Simmons, has got a big report for us. Dylan, what you got down there?
Well, guys, the freshmen are back in action once again with play as sweet as a cherry Pepsi right now. Marcel and Andre with a 4-2 lead over on court 3. Guys, back to you.
Awesome to hear the freshmen duo. Again, this MTSU team, has a lot of good balance between, having veteran players, but also having a younger squad there. With the freshman duo, Marcel and Andre, holding their own there in court 3. It's something to look forward to for, MTSU fans years in the future. But also, seeing them be competitive here is just great all around.
No doubt, that freshman pairing of Andre and Marcel has worked out very well here earlier in the season. Some of those guys that have been playing on the lower courts, whether it be that 3-court in doubles or 4, 5, 6 in singles, have definitely delivered here for this Blue Raider men's team thus far this season. And that shot from Rocha will fall just wide.
In court 1 action here, Cisco and OBP for MTSU versus Davide Tortora and Eric Grievous here.
Yeah, not an ideal situation if you are the Blue Raiders.
So we got a stoppage here.
Another point will effectively put this one out of reach with how they've been playing thus far. As Ozzy sneaks one in that doubles alley. What a shot.
OBP must have heard you from up here because he said, it may not look good for us, but man, I'm gonna keep playing.
Hey Matt, don't tell anybody, but the announcer's jinx is real.
That is very true. That is very true there. As we got deuce here on court 1. Just a bit far out for OBP.
Yeah, good idea there from Brostrom Polson, trying to go right back where he did last time. Couldn't execute it, and it will fall wide.
So now push USF up 5-2 here on court 1. Again, another huge, holding serve there for USF. Going up 5-2, they're in the driver's seat there. Being down, 3 there. How do you, slowly come back? How do you, keep your momentum high there on court 1 for Cisco and OBP?
It starts with one. USF was able to hold their serve here, and now MTSU will have that same opportunity. If they're able to do that, that will leave it at 5-3. And, you got to work back in it from there. It's definitely an uphill climb, but if anybody's capable, it's certainly OBP and Francisco Rocha.
Now we'll head down to court 3 again with the freshman duo here. Beautiful finish there by Andre.
Yeah, just put it right out of reach, right in between the duo of Toms, Pisane, and Pavlikovic-Smith.
And TSU up 4-3 here on court 3. Looking to push it to 5-3 here with this serve. Beautiful ball there by USF. 40-30 now, still in favor of MTSU.
Conversely, got a big chance for this pair of Blue Raiders to go up 5-3.
And as they will do, the freshman duo up 5-3 here on court 3. break here will secure the court for them. You know, like we've been saying before, the freshman duo being able to, you know, go out there and hold their own against basically any opponent that's thrown at them. And, you know, it's very impressive to see here for the MTSU Blue Raiders and the team here. You know, how do you build upon that? You know, as seeing as you're, you know, the so-called younger squad of the team, you know, is being able to hold their own against, you know, some of the top talent here.
As we see that is Eric Gravelius spike one into the backcourt here. Yeah, Matt, to answer your question, I think some of the keys, I mean, not even the key, but just that mindset for those younger guys. I mean, they've played a lot of tennis at this point. I'm not naive enough to think that, you know, they're still, you know, nerves are getting the best of them, but they've gotten more comfortable, and that's definitely showing.
As we see here, Cisco and OBP, 30 all here. USF up 5-2 here on court 1. MTSU trying to keep their hopes alive. Got to hold the serve here. Got to get a couple of breaks here in their favor. Cisco here with the serve. USF now up 40-30 here.
I tell you, Matt, I have seen way too many fist pumps from the boys wearing black today.
Indeed, indeed. But again, the boys in blue not looking to back down here. Too far out there for USF. MTSU now still staying alive here on court 1. So we'll have Deuce here on court 1, all knotted up at 40 apiece.
As you can see, all your Blue Raider duos are on the far side of the court at the moment. Both of the other pairings lead 5-3, close to securing this doubles point for the Blue Raiders.
Beautiful serve there by Cisco. Not much USF can do there. So now we'll bring to a 5-3 lead for USF. And again, as we see, you know, Cisco and OBP still fighting back, still trying to climb slowly but surely, you know, back into that court 1 matchup. But it seems as we got our sideline reporter once again, Dylan Simmons here with the sideline report. Dylan, how's it going out there?
Well, guys, it's no secret that this game is going to be spandex on a sumo wrestler tight. On courts 2 and 3 right now, it's a 5-3 advantage for MTSU, and those matches are going to need to hold up for them to come away with a victory. But Double S, Stein, Slum, and Pavamoto, as well as Marcel and Andre, taking care of business. Guys, back to you.
Again, like Dylan said, you know, Stein and Pavel out there, you know, as the older, you know, group, you know, we're seeing, you know, both sides of the spectrum here. You have the freshman duo on court 3, you know, holding it down 5-3, but also seeing, you know, the veterans and Stein and Pavel there on court 2, you know, holding it together, trying to secure this double point here for MTSU. As we'll head down to court 2 again with Stein and Pavel versus Bruno and Alvin for USF. That'll be too far out for USF. As match point here for MTSU. USF has to hold this serve. Povenstein looking to call break time here. Beautiful ball there by USF. Not much Stein can do there.
No doubt, just clipped the last little bit of that doubles alley. That left-handed shot from Alvin Tudorica.
Beautiful finish there by Pav, as that will now clinch court 2 there in favor of MTSU. Like we said, the veteran duo here clinching a huge court here for MTSU. Getting that 1-0 court advantage in the doubles. And again, you know, having that, you know, first court advantage, you know, it gives momentum to your other two, you know, doubles partners, you know, trying to pick up, clean it up, getting that doubles point for us heading into the singles. You know, what's important, you know, for them to, you know, keep their foot on the gas here, you know, keeping that momentum high here.
Well, absolutely. I see, I mean, part of it is certainly the crowd migrating here at Adams Tennis Complex as we wrap up action there on court 2. You know, most of the fans migrate down to that opposite end of the arena here. And I mean, I think all of these guys buy into the energy that the support that they get from the crowd. So once you get that first one, especially at home.
Just like that, the freshman duo call it hammer, nail, coffin here for MTSU in the doubles as they'll secure the doubles point here. So Grant, as we saw, you know, with multiple, you know, with all these matchups here today, you know, very hard-fought matches from both sides, both of them going pretty long distances. You know, how is that going to affect, you know, the momentum swinging into the singles matches?
Well, I think all these guys are very strong competitors. They're all going to be jacked up. As we talked to Coach Callie earlier, he reminded us that we are going to have a few rematches from the last few times these teams have played. So those will certainly be key matches to watch out for. But as you were saying, doubles, a little bit less work on the legs simply because you've got a partner helping you to defend. However, you know, both of these teams have had most of the week off, so I wouldn't expect you know, that to affect them too much here tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, we saw, you know, very well defensive plays from all courts, but especially on Cisco and OBP. You know, even though, you know, it looked a little rocky there for them, but they were playing, you know, stellar defense. You know, it's something you got to look forward to heading into their singles matches there. It's just something that, you know, it's going to be, you know, effective there in the singles when you're going into your singles. And again, once again, MTSU taking that doubles point here. And as we're going to take another quick short break, we'll return with our singles lineup today. You're watching Blue Raiders Tennis here on CUSA TV. And this is MTNN Sports.
Mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend,
We pledge to continue the conversation.
because it matters.
Because you matter.
stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
I have a voice.
You have a voice.
We have a voice.
Our voices can be heard.
Outside of sports.
As student athletes, we have a platform.
Now more than ever.
It's important that we listen, learn, and lead, and raise our voices for change.
We can all do more.
Now is the time
To make a difference.
This is our chance.
This is our chance to make a better tomorrow.
Together,
we will continue the conversation.
We have a voice.
On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law, and it reads, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity, receiving federal financial assistance." Happy 50th anniversary, Title IX. Thank you for giving little girls like me and big kids like Conference USA student athletes the opportunity to dream big.
Mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend,
We pledge to continue the conversation.
because it matters.
because you matter.
stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
We're going to. And welcome back to Adams Tennis Complex here as we're jumping in right into the action here on court one. We have Stein Slump, Davide Tora. And on court one, as we can see, Stein Slump facing off against USF's Davide Tora. Court two will be MTSU Cisco is facing Eric Grivelis. Court 3, OBP, will be facing Alvin. And then on court 4, we'll have Andre facing Bruno. And then on court 5, both players that did not play in the doubles matches. Baron Soiler for MTSU and Elijah Sham there for USF. And then finally wrapping it all up on court 6 will be Marcel and Thomas.
As we tune in here to court 1, Tora out to a quick advantage here by the score of 30-15. And Matt, we actually have an adjustment to that lineup again, like we have had a few times here. I believe 5 is out. That would be Baran Soiler for MTSU. They will move Marcel Kamrowski up from the 6th court to the 5th court. And Pavel Model will play on the 6th court for the Blue Raiders.
Big decision there by Coach Jimmy, substituting in Pav. See here, court one, USF starting out to a nice early 30-15 lead here. Excuse me, it's be 30 all here. And you can see MTSU's Stein slump here on a break point early, looking to get that early break here. Beautiful play there by Stein to get the huge break early on here on court one. As we saw there, Davide Tortora there for USF trying to, get that little, excuse me, over the net there, but Stein wasn't having any of that.
Absolutely massive point for the Flying Dutchman. Stein slump. As we will take a look around the yard here and try to find some more action for you.
Here we go.
So we tune in here to, looks like court 5. This will be,
again, court 5 is Marcel Kamrowski and Elijah Sham here for USF. We're going to go to stoppage here on court 5.
yeah, Matt, as we hit a little break in the action, over on court number 4, Andre Horak just is up 40-15, attempting to break his opponent there. Looks like that will be, that's Bruno Oliveira.
Bruno here on the serve.
Golfed way wide there by Andre. Sure, he wants that one back.
As a great Bob Eaker, as one said, just a bit outside there for Andre.
Indeed, Andre Horak, one of your Blue Raiders, putting on a dominant performance last weekend, the ITA kickoff event in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where he won in 2 sets, 6-4, 6-4 against Duke. In the Blue Raiders' victory there.
Seems to have gone just a bit far for Bruno Oliveira there. So that will push it now to a break there for the freshman, Andre Horak. Seeing these breaks here are huge, for MTSU. In the singles matches, you always want to try to jump on your opponent quickly, And how big is, getting an early break there for your momentum heading into these matches?
Well, it's huge. Obviously, just with some simple math, if you're able to break your opponent and then you can somehow hold your serve, you've got an opportunity there to set yourself up to win, 3 straight games. And if that's the case, no matter what the score is, it's a huge advantage. So no doubt getting into the mind of your opponent early by taking that first, breaking them on that first serve, huge for, as we've seen Andre and Stein there as well.
As we can see, Stein already up a break here. The ball will go just a little. Again, Stein, court 1 player here for MTSU. Got a quick stoppage here.
Looks like we have a wayward ball from court 5.
Nice effort there by Stein, but not much you can do there.
And as the score will be drawn even at 30 apiece, we will send you down to our courtside reporter, Dylan Simmons. Mr. Simmons, what have you got for us?
Well, guys, singles action heating up once again on courts 4 and 6. MTSU takes a 1-0 lead as both Andre Horak as well as Pavel Model, the closer, coming in, taking the lead early. Guys, back to you.
Great reporting there from our main man, Dylan Simmons there. And as he was saying, Pavel and, was a late, addition here into the singles. We saw him being very effective there with Stein in the doubles. So, a very experienced player there to be able to just be put on the spot here.
Brostrom Polson in a rematch here against Alvin Tudorica, who he lost to at South Florida in Tampa just last year. So certainly a grudge match here for OBP. And that one will fall short.
And like you said, a rematch here for OBP versus Alvin, trying to, bounce back, trying to, hold that, competitive edge here, trying to change the tides here at ATC. Just a bit wide there for USF again. OBP.
Huge break for Brostrom Polson. So he will go up 3-1 on Alvin Tudorica.
And as we said, again, that, holding that, match, dropping that match, down in Tampa, how does that go for a player heading into, a rematch here in his home court, having that crowd behind you, how big of a difference does it play there than on the road?
Oh, no doubt. I think, like as we talked about earlier, all of these guys are very, very competitive. Ozzy is definitely one of the most visibly affected by the crowd, whether they're there or not, for better or for worse. And after dropping that set against this, this guy last year, there's no way you want to lose again in front of your home crowd. So Ozzy is going to feed off of everyone here at ATC and probably just some of that, good old-fashioned revenge that's lying there on his mind.
Absolutely. Revenge is a sweet thing. So we'll head down over here to court 5 where we have Marcel Kamrowski again, holding his own against Elijah Sham here. That seems to go a little bit too far there for USF's Elijah Sham. Marcel down 2-0 here, trying to bounce back.
Break here would be huge for Marcel. And get him right back into this match.
Beautiful ball there by Elijah Sham for USF. Not much Marcel can do there. Seems to be just a bit out there.
Just in front of that service line, and Marcel made the call on that first attempt.
Again, another beautiful ball there by Elijah. Marcel, as a freshman, still a lot of room to grow. You love to see the competitiveness here early. And, a big bright spot here for MTSU Blue Raiders. Again, trying to rebound, trying to get even with the breaks here. Seems as we got a little stoppage on here on court 5. Again, Marcel up 40-30 here. Long rally here on court 5. Seems just to be just a bit out there. Marcel trying to put this game away, bring it to a 2-1 with a break. Seems that we're going to deuce here on court 5.
Yeah, very interesting shot selection. Not an easy one, but Marcel saw an opening and went for it, just couldn't execute, getting that little slice to fall in bounds. Long run there for Marcel. Somehow keeps it in. What a point there from Kamrowski.
Beautiful play there by Kamrowski indeed. Way to get a huge break there, trying to, bring that back, the momentum. Two freshmen there just dueling it out. And, you love to see the aggressiveness there by Marcel. Was able to, go coast to coast there and still be able to execute, get that huge break, and hopefully change the momentum, tying it all up at 2 there and coming back to his serve.
Absolutely. That last shot there, that drop in the bucket right over his head was certainly a sight to behold, and we will tune in now to court number 2, Francisco Rocha and Eric Gravelius.
Cisco already up a break here.
Attempting to make it another one, but we tune in right at a deuce point situation.
Huge point there for Eric. But I think we saw was some great defense there by Cisco, able to, handle these hard hit balls, handle the ones that would be troubling for him to get, something to look forward to, later on to the match.
Absolutely. Both guys clearly very skilled there in the front court with a racket, and Eric Gravelius gets the better of Rocha there in that game. He will now trail, 1-2 for Rocha.
Absolutely indeed. I'm wanting to head down to, court 6, check out Pavel, as a late addition here. Seems instead we'll head down to court 4 here. There you go, as we see Andre being able to, again, get a 40-15 lead here, looking to get a huge break here, changing the momentum here on court 4.
Bruno Oliveira not too thrilled with himself on that one.
Andre trying to get a huge break here.
Olivier, another one of those transfers, and Andre Horak will poke it just out of Olivier's reach, sending him another breakdown and taking the 4-1 advantage here on court number 4. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry there. Absolutely, but like you said, Andre, barely, just nice, easy poke over there. Sometimes you don't need to, hit it out there the hardest. It's just so simple, just over the net. Even though it can be very troubling for some people to handle. Now as we'll head down to Pav here on court 6. Excuse me, OBP. My apologies there on court 3 here, up 4-1.
Yeah, wrong end of the arena, Matt, but that is just fine as the number 67 and number 60 player in the country are locked in a battle here.
OBP, beautiful execution there, putting away that rally early.
Yeah, Matt, it was only a matter of time. OBP had a shot in that last rally that just hit that top stripe of the net, but that probably would have put away Tudorica if that shot hadn't. So big 5-1 advantage. Meanwhile, OBP is
quick stoppage here. Long rally here. Go in favor of Tudorica here. Again, OBP still up 5-1 here. 15-love in favor of Tudorica. Beautiful ball there by OBP. 15-love now. Trying to secure that first set, which is oh so crucial here into these singles matches.
No doubt, great return serve there from Oscar Brostrom Polson as we hear the chants of Ozzy ringing out through Adams Tennis Complex.
Another ball in net there for Tudorica. Brings OBP's lead now to 30-15 here. Tudorica serve, still trying to gain momentum back here. Ball in net there for OBP. As a go 30-love here, and as you see, we have our sideline reporter once again, Dylan. Dylan, what's the scoop out there?
Well, guys, going back to last year, MTSU and USF faced off in Tampa, with MTSU getting a 4-3 win, and it was in spite of the fact that USF had a tough start to the season. A lot of early defeats, including a lot of close defeats. But however, they ended up coming back to make the NCAA tournament, the 4th under head coach Ashley Fisher. Now this team's trying to come back and do the same in Murfreesboro. But right now in court 4, not going that way. Andre with a 5-1 lead, taking it to USF right now. Guys, back to you.
Seems as we got another 5-1 lead there for Andre on court 4. Once again, the freshman showing out today with him and Marcel, executing that doubles early, and now obviously coming out here into their single matches. A match that I've been seem to be, engaged in as we go down here to the freshmen here. Court 5, once again, MTSU freshman Marcel Kamrowski here against USF's own freshman Elijah Sham here.
So we were talking about a few minutes ago, Matt Kamrowski able to battle back in his 2 games apiece, and he is seeking to break Elijah Cham as we speak. Big development over there on court 4 as Dylan let us know Andre Horak continues to dominate.
As we see, we got a stoppage here. Seems as Marcel able to capture that huge break point there on court 5 there. Again, another huge break, for the freshmen. Just trying to, build that momentum. Still trying to, get this, that first set. You have that first set. It's a huge advantage there going into the later sets. You're in the driver's seats there. You're not having to worry about your back against the wall for the next 2. It's something to look forward to later on in these matches.
Certainly, Matt, as we will take a look at Andre Horak.
Beautiful ball placement there by Andre.
Very nice sweeping shot across the court. Keep him in this game.
Fault there by Bruno.
That will lock up Bruno Oliveira's second game, making the score 5-2 here in the first set. We come back, Andre Horak will be on serve attempting to secure that first set. And he would be the first of these Blue Raiders to finish here early in singles action.
Absolutely a huge thing, trying to finish up these games early, trying to, execute. As we see here, Pav up 5-1 here. But USF on serve here, up 30-15. Trying to keep this first set alive here. Again, lots of 5-1s here in favor of the MTSU Blue Raiders. As for 30 all here. Beautiful ball there by Pav. Blows it right past Pavlovic-Smith there for USF.
Yeah, great backhander there from Pavel Model, a.k.a. the Czech assassin, as our very own Dylan Simmons likes to call him.
That man, Dylan Simmons, he has nicknames for everyone, I feel like.
Nicknames, puns, the works.
Ball seems to be just a bit far there.
Little conversation with the ITA official there from Pavel Model might have asked. I'm definitely curious as to what he was asking there.
That indeed.
Big fist pump from Pavel Model as that ball falls long from Thomas Pavlikovic-Smith.
Again, Pav, once again, a late installment into the singles matches. Wasn't originally supposed to be here, but, again, a veteran presence here on the team, able to jump in here, execute on his court perfectly as we got another sideline report here from our very own Dylan Simmons, the man's with the puns, the man's with the nickname. Dylan, what do we have for us today?
Absolutely, Matt. Well, Court 3, a huge thing just happened. OBP, Oscar Broschen-Polson, taking a set victory. And I'd say if prompted, he would say, I'm feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. He gets the victory on set 1. Have to see how things develop from here. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Dylan. Again, like we've been saying before, gaining that first set, it's very huge. You're in the driver's seat. You can play your brand of tennis. You can play, the one that gets you there, the one that you feel comfortable doing. You're not having to play with your back against the wall or, too, safely here to, not fall behind. How crucial is it for, seeing, these MTSU Blue Raiders secure that first set across the board, heading into already up 1-0 here?
Yeah, Matt, as you mentioned, we've got a few Blue Raiders with 5 games to their name. OBP, as we just heard from Dylan there, taking that first set. I mean, it just sets you off on the right foot. It's it's really as simple as that. This is a mind game, as we were talking earlier about how, when you get down, you have to battle back. It's a similar thing there. It's just bigger quantity, I guess, bigger measurement in the sport. Games lead to sets. A set is, huge.
Absolutely. As we got stoppage here on court 6 with Pavel Kovic-Smith there for USF. A big court that I want to check in on is court 2 again. As we saw, Cisco there was, in a commanding lead. Now up 3-2 here on his serve. Ball in the net there. Grevelievitz there for USF. Brings it now to 15-30 here for Cisco on serve still. Grant, as we've seen, we have a lot of matches that are already eclipsing that, 5 mark, or even some even clinching that 6 set. A little bit different pace of game here between Cisco and Eric here for USF.
No doubt, like we mentioned, some of these Blue Raiders had 5 games to their name, while some are still piddling around at 3-2, 2-3 kind of type scores. So I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. Everybody plays at their own pace, and sometimes what happens in the match dictates that. So we'll just see how everything turns out as the night goes on here.
That indeed, as that ball seemed just to be just a little bit out. Now 30 all here. Cisco still on the serve.
Serve falling beyond that blue service line. I'd tell you, Matt, I don't know about that call. It's a good thing we don't have VAR here, because it looked like that ball got a lot of line to me.
Absolutely, and it seems like it did, as points have been given to Cisco here.
It's a little discussion here back and forth between Grevelius and Roca and the ITA official.
Cisco looking to go up 2 games here in the first set.
Yeah, Coach Jimmy's, I believe Cisco might be protesting this point. No, never mind. Coach Jimmy's just coming to check over on him. I thought he was waiting to serve. We didn't see Francisco there for a minute. So he dashes up to the front court.
A little bit of stoppage there. Have a dead ball. That one
put on a dime from Francisco Roca.
beautiful ball there by Cisco.
Rocha is your number 109th ranked player in singles, so Victory here would certainly improve that. Good defense from Gravelius.
Early start here for Gravelius on his serve. Trying to, climb back into this first set. 15 love here.
Yeah, just dumped it in right over his head there into the backcourt. No shot for Cisco to defend against it.
That ball go a little wide for Gravelius there. Knots everything up, 15 all here. Again, like you stated before, Cisco ranked 109 in singles. Trying to climb that ranking with a victory here. That ball goes a little bit too far for Gravelius there. Francisco wearing his signature headband. We have 15:30 here. Just a bit out of the serving square there. So ball scoots past Cisco there. Knots everything up. 30 all here. Again, Cisco looking for a break here. Clips that 5 marked. Got a fault there by Gravelius. Absolute beautiful ball there by Cisco. Not much Gravelius could do there. Bringing it now up to 30-40 here in favor of Cisco. Looking to get that break point. Get this first set up to 5-2.
Cisco won both of his matches last weekend against Duke on Friday, Wake Forest on Saturday, as Gravelius pokes that one as far away from Rocha as possible.
There, as we're going to be now. Deuce point here on court 2 between Cisco and Gravelius. Gravelius trying to not go down 5-2 here in the first set.
Well played, good eye there from Francisco Rocha. Lets it fall long. And Rocha will take a 5-2 advantage there in his first set, seeking to go up 1-0.
Absolutely, absolutely. Trying to get that first set again. Like we said, it's been very crucial for them. Gaining that first set, letting you play the brand of tennis that you want to play. As we head here, as we see court 1, Stein slump here, up 5-4, but is down on his serve. Love 30.
We haven't checked in here in a minute, Matt, but if memory serves, Stein slump was up 5-1 the last time we were here, so certainly he has let a few games slip here. Looking to bounce back after he didn't have the weekend he wanted to last weekend in North Carolina.
Absolutely, absolutely. Again, 5-4, but again, Stein's serve here. He's in control. 15-30 here. Trying to secure that first set here on court 1. Beautiful ball there by Stein. Not much David Tortora can do there. So that'd be 30 all here. Another beautiful corner shot there by Stein. Not much David Tortora can do there.
Yeah, the backhand just not working for him there. Falling short. So we hear a spirited cry from the Dutchman's Stein slump.
Set point here for Stein. See, we got a few balls in the court. Stein looking to close out this first set here.
That's so big, Stein. So big, Stein.
Beautiful play there by Stein. Great eye to let that ball go. Securing the first set here on court one. Leaving Stein here in the driver's seat. As he said, so big for Stein there. You know, gaining that first set advantage, you know, going now into, you know, he's basically in the driver's seat there. You know, you can, you know, got to keep your foot on the gas though. That's one thing, you know, we got to see here is, you know, going up early in these first sets, you know, achieving that is, you know, very important, but also, you know, you still got to play that competitive brand of tennis. You can't just, you know, fall back and, you know, slowly let your opponent build up momentum here. You still got to, you know, play aggressive, still got to play, you know, what got you that first set, you know. So it's something to look forward to, you know, seeing if that first set, you know, can, you know, be a crucial point for either side.
No doubt, and Stein looking to get on the right side of that.
We'll head down to court two here. Cisco, 40-30 here, trying to secure that first set as well. Serve just a bit out. Just a bit out there for Cisco. Beautiful rally there by both Cisco and Gravelius there for USF. Both had to play some good defense there, but Gravelius able to attack there.
Yeah, Roca had most of the court to play with after, you know, he had sent Gravelius way off to the right of your screen, but he just couldn't handle the ball falling away and it falls wide.
Big serve here by Cisco, trying to secure that first set.
If I'm not mistaken, off to the left there, you'll see Andre Horak and Bruno Oliveira in the middle of the action of their second set. Bruno just won quite a long rally to take a 2-1 advantage.
As we see here, fist bumps all the way around for Gravelius and USF. As they push that one 5-3 in that first set. Again, Cisco trying to secure a break there will help them secure that first set. And as we've seen, across the board, MTSU jumping out to an early lead in all these first sets, playing a very aggressive brand of tennis, jumping out early, for both, veterans on the team, but also the freshmen on the team. As we saw, you were speaking, Andre on the court just out of frame as we'll jump into the action here. As you can see, Andre securing that first set 6-2.
That one must have hit the ceiling, Matt.
Absolutely, got a stoppage of play here from the ITA official. Andre trying to hold serve here.
Bruno liked the look of that one, but couldn't quite get it to sneak over the net, and Horak will be the beneficiary there.
15 love here in favor of Horak. That ball just a little far for Bruno. As Horak will go up 30 love here. Another beautiful ball placement there by Horak. Just nothing Bruno could do there. 40 love here on Horak's serve.
Yeah, Matt, I hate to call any shot a give me, but I guess a better word would be you got to have those, and Andre takes care of business there.
Absolutely, absolutely indeed.
Great serve there from Horak. If they rule it in. Might have just fallen wide.
Seems as they are ruling that in favor of Horak there. Knotted up 2 apiece there in the second set. Again, MTSU jumping out to first set leads in majority of their courts. A very crucial point there, as already gaining that doubles point. Pushing USF back up against the wall more and more with each set going down. It's something that's very important, and looking to be a quick wrap. So we'll head down to court 3 here with OBP. Tudorica here. Again, OBP taking that first set 6-2. Second set all knotted up at 2 here.
Tudorica's return serve fired right back into the netting.
Tudorica here on serve. Big rally here between Tudorica and OBP. And OBP will cement the win here in this match. Getting a huge break here into the second set.
I was going to say, Matt, we're a little bit short of that victory, but he did just secure that game.
Absolutely, absolutely. Getting a little ahead of myself there, but again, huge break there for OBP, jumping out, winning that first set, then getting a huge break there into the second set, going up 3-2 onto his serve now, something that's very important to watch out for, could be a match that, potentially could be a early finish there, being alongside, watching, and cheering on your other team, getting that more crowd advantage there as we see later on to these games. As we head down, Pavel Model here in a commanding 4-1 lead here into the second set.
I was going to say, Matt, you were talking about winning, and I'd hate to jinx anything here, but Pavel seems to be well on the way.
Hopefully your announcer's jinx doesn't affect Pavel, but Pavel's a warrior, and I don't think your jinx is going to work on him.
I sure hope not. Pavlikovich Smith serves.
Nice effort there by Pav. Just a bit short there. Pavlikovich Smith on the serve. That ball will go out. 30 love here. So I have a ball roll onto the court there, a little stoppage. See Pav once again took the first set, 6-1, pretty commanding. Out to another commanding lead here in the second. 4-1 here. It's 30-15 in favor of Pavlikovich Smith here. Have another stoppage here.
See Francisco Roca winning a big point on court 2 off to your left.
Pavlikovich Smith in a bit of a hole here, but up on this game. That one seems just to be just a bit out. 30 all here. Pavlikovich Smith will send it into the net, giving Pav that 40-30 lead here. Nice play there by Pavlikovich Smith. Had Pav slide into the other side. Decided to go back where he was originally.
Yeah, Pavel Model unfortunately guessed wrong there.
My apologies on the score. As we'll have deuce now.
And we will see Pavlikovich Smith's second serve.
Huge play there by Pav. As that brings it to 5-1 with that break there. Pavel Model. Total control here on court 6. As we saw, Pav out to an jumped out early into that first set, 6-1, looking to repeat, 5-1 here into that second set, gaining another point on the board for Middle Tennessee. As we'll go down to more action here, as we'll go down to court 4. Once again, freshman Andre Horak here against Bruno Oliveira here. Andre up 3-2 here, 40 love. Olivier will send that into the net. That will push it in favor of Andre, going out to a 4-2 lead here into the second set after gaining a first set 6-2 victory. Huge break there, and it seems as we have another sideline report from the man, the myth, the legend, Dylan Simmons. Dylan, what's the scoop out there?
Well, thank you for the introduction, Baby Gator. Over on court 1, Stein Slump Double S having his way right now. He's dropping shots harder than Kevin dropped the Chili, and he's got a 2-0 lead right now in the second set of his match. Guys, back to you.
You know, so big for Stein to jump out early into the second set. You know, already gaining that first set, you know, being on court 1, you know, you're facing top-end talent. And when you're able to go in there, you know, get out to an early lead, it gives you a huge advantage there, especially on a court 1 status. You know, so it's big to see Stein out there, you know, being aggressive and being, you know, able to, you know, jump out. As, you know, we'll head down to, once again, Pavel Model here on court 6, out to a 5-1 advantage on his serve, looking to put this one away. One seems to sneak in there. 30 all. Still Pav up 5-1 here in the second set.
Yeah, Pav appeared to start, you know, smacking his hand into his racket a little before that ball hit the ground and ended up forcing the score to be 30-30. As another ball will just barely kiss that line.
Pavlikovic-Smith trying to keep his hopes alive here with the break point. Ball sent to the net there by Pavlikovic-Smith. Pav once again on the brink. They're trying to secure another point for MTSU. Pav sends that into the net on his first serve. As that, Pavlikovic-Smith, just a nice little easy up and over the net. Once again, keep his hopes alive here in the second set on court 6.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Pavel to drop that after taking such a big advantage going in, but a tough shot to deal with there. Hit the top of the rope there and hit this, you know, kind of front spin that just left it up on a platter for Pavlikovic-Smith there, and you know, not enough for Pavel Model. We'll see if he can bounce back and close it out. Here's the night goes on. He will still have a 5-2 advantage, so you would hope that he can secure court 6 for the Blue Raiders.
Absolutely, as we jump into the action here into the second set here on court 2 with Roca and Prevelius here.
In fact, Roca just took his first game of the second set, as they will take a break right here.
As we've seen, MTSU has been able to jump out to these first set leads in all their 6 of their courts. A very important, you know, message to be sent here to the USF. As we heard, you know, before with Coach Callie, was hoping to get a little bit change of pace in his previous matchups with USF, and it seems like that seems to be the pace of play here. We'll jump into the action here. Again, freshman Marcel Kamrowski versus freshman Elijah Sham here. And a quick jump cut to our man, once again, the man with the plan, Dylan Simmons. How's it out there?
Well, I've got a plan right now, and I think MTSU does too. Over on court 4, we've talked a lot about the freshmen over this past year. Marcel Kamrowski, Andre Horak. They've had a huge advantage so far and have been huge for this team. Of course, Andre with a 4-0 singles record, and Marcel even got the winning point against number 19 Duke. Right now, Andre's got a 5-2 lead. Could be the potential to get MTSU their second point of the game and their first singles points. Going to be interesting, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Dylan. Again, another huge 5-2 advantage for MTSU on both court 4 with Andre and then court 6 with Pav. But as we see here, the other freshman of the freshman duo, Marcel Kamrowski here, taking that first set. Seems to have.
Yeah, Matt, he actually just hit a ball wide to the left of your screen, giving Cham a 2-1 advantage here in this second set.
Indeed. But again, Marcel, like his other freshman duo, Andre, they're both very, big competitors. They don't, get too down on themselves, still be able to fight back and still able to execute and secure, big wins here for the MTSU squad. The opposite of the freshmen as we have a veteran of the team, Stein Slump here on court 1, up 3-1 here in the second set. But Tortora here up 30-love in the fifth match of the second set. Another jam shot there from Stein, can't get it over the net. Again, Stein trying to hold his own here in that fifth set. Still up 3-1. Still has a lot to play with. Still doesn't have to be his back against the wall. Something very important to see there. And as we jump back into the action here on court 4, as Andre here 40-0, and it seems as he'll clinch it here. Andre clinching it for the match there, pushing MTSU's lead 2-0 here over USF.
Not to mention improving his own singles record to 5-0.
Again,
absolutely huge performance from freshman Andre Horak, and he continues to roll.
Absolutely huge momentum there in favor of MTSU. It's going to be a hard hole for USF to dig themselves out of here. As we see, we have another match here as Pav up 5-3 here on his serve, looking to end his match.
No doubt up 5-1 a minute ago. Now only leading 5-3, but he will take the first point and a 15-love advantage.
Beautiful start here for Pav, up 15-love here against Pavlokovic Smith. Pavlokovic Smith sends another one into the net, giving Pav a 30-love advantage here.
Yeah, Matt, I think this, as we talked about energy and kind of feeding off your own team in the crowd, it would be huge for Pavel to wrap this one up shortly and put a 3 on that scoreboard for the Blue Raiders.
Absolutely, indeed. Pav, 30-love here on court 6. 2 balls in his favor, and he will secure another point for MTSU. That ball seems to be just a bit wide there. That seems like it will actually do it, as that secures another point there on the board. Pav doing big work there on court 6, securing a 3-0 lead here for MTSU. 1 court away now from taking home a big victory here against USF back at ATC.
Absolutely, yeah, Matt, we fell a little bit behind there, and so did our scoreboard. Pavel Modal defeating Thomas Pavlokovic Smith gives your Blue Raiders a 3-0 advantage in this match, as we see OBP whiff on one there. But as you were saying, Matt, 3-0 advantage weighing heavy on the minds of all these Blue Raiders now, especially that they start to see some of their teammates join the courts beside them and look on in anticipation of another Blue Raider victory.
Absolutely. And, you know, if you've been at the HEC, you've seen, you know, how these boys just feed off the energy here. Long rally here for OBP and Tudorica. As that ball would just get over Tudorica. OBP. What a beautiful play there by OBP.
Incredible ball there.
Brings it now to a 15-30 here.
Tudorica cannot believe that that ball curved in over his head and stayed in bounds.
A little bit of different change of pace here. As you see in the first set, 6-2. This one all knotted up at 4.
Well, Matt, as we've mentioned a few times tonight, these guys know each other very well. They played last year in Tampa, in Tudorica's home turf, as Brostrom Polson sends another one across to make it 30-all.
Another ball that this beautifully placed. Nice speed on there by OBP. Tudorica can't do much with that. That ball will squeak just a bit out for OBP, giving the advantage there for Tudorica. 40-30 here. Tudorica looking to push a second set. 5-4 in his favor.
No doubt Tudorica pushing for a break here, which would be monumental in his comeback efforts. First serve falling short, though. Said Matt earlier, we were talking about, you know, break scenarios. This is a crucial one, like exactly what we were talking about. If you're tied at 4 here, Tudorica, which he will end up breaking Oscar Brostrom Polson right there, taking a 5-4 advantage. And now he's set up with his own serve to take the game.
Absolutely. Looking to push this to a third set here with his team. His back is against the wall, down 3-0 here. Has to sweep these last 4 remaining matches to secure the big victory here for USF. You know, it's something it's a huge hole to climb out of. It's something that, you know, is not seen often. It's like a 28-3 in the Super Bowl kind of, you know, change. So, you know, we'll have to see a miracle happen for USF to dig them out of this 3-0 deficit. So we'll head down to court 2, where we once again have Cisco up 3-0 here against Eric here for USF. All knotted up at 15 here in the 4th match of the second set. The first serve will go into the net by Cisco. So I'll be just a bit out there for Gravelius there. Again, Cisco, another one of these Blue Raiders that just feeds off the energy of the people here at the Cathedral of Tennis. You know, he loves, you know, the atmosphere around, and you know that's one of the biggest factors that he said, as he's having fun out there, as we see on the screen. He's, you know, he's a grown man, but he's still playing a kid sport. Like all, you know, professional athletes, you know, they're playing something that they love, and they're out there to have fun. And Cisco's one that demonstrates that perfectly. Cisco up 3-0 here in the second set. Another ball sent to the net by Gravelius there. Pushing it now 40-15 in favor of Cisco. Another beautiful serve there by Cisco. Not much Gravelius can do there, as that will now push it 4-0 in favor of Cisco and the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, Roca able to bury that last shot deep in that back left corner of the backcourt there, Matt, and looks like he's in control there in his second set.
Indeed, indeed, and we could say the same for majority of his teammates here. As we saw, MTSU up 3-0 here, securing that doubles point and securing 2 courts here early into the singles. You know, gives them a lot of room to play with. You know, you're not having to play, you know, nearly as aggressive and nearly as fast-paced where you could easily make a simple mistake. But now we're seeing, as these teams, you know, we're starting to transition into the later into these sets. As we see here, as we have freshmen once again. The other half of the freshman duo, Marcel Kamarowski here, in a big battle here between USF's own freshman, Elijah Sham here. Kamarowski on the serve here, taking the first set 6-4, 30 all. Kamarowski looking to break it even here at 3 apiece, as he now has a 40-30 advantage. Ball in play, and that was beautifully played there by Marcel.
Great forehand, definitely deked Elijah Cham, thought he was going the other direction. Point for Marcel.
Indeed, indeed. Now that will push it the second set here to now a 3-3. Once again, court 5, the freshmen's battling it out here. Marcel taking that first set, 6-4. Now we have Elijah Sham on the serve here, as that first one goes into the net. But as that first one goes into the net, we have the man, once again, Dylan Simmons, put it on the headset here with our sideline reporting. Dylan, what's the action out there today?
Well, guys, court 3 is tight right now. Oscar Broström-Polson is in a dogfight. 5-5 potential tiebreaker round coming up, but the guy he's got magic inside. You could even call him the Wizard of Oz because he makes magic happen, and we'll see if that can happen here on court 3. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Simmons, once again with the excellent reporting there. Huge matchup to look forward to, as again, MTSU just one more court away from securing a big victory here. One to look forward to, again, court 3, OBP and Alvin Tudorica once again in a dogfight there in the second set, all knotted up 5 apiece there. You know, a court that, you know, I think we should go down, check out, see what the action is there. You see OBP giving a fist pump to the crowd there.
5 games apiece. This one has certainly tightened back up since we have last tuned in.
Tudorica on the serve here, 30 love. A little discussion there with the ITA officials. OBP seemed to be calling that one out. So that one will sail on OBP, giving Tudorica the advantage here. 40-30 here. Favor Tudorica. See, we got a little stoppage of play here. Trying to get the ball situation here. Huge serve here by Tudorica, trying to, again, gain that advantage here in the second set. Beautiful ball there by Todorica. Not much OBP can do there. As that will now push this one into a big 6-5 advantage there for Todorica. Again, a big dogfight. Again, like Simmons, reported for us. OBP trying to, battle back, trying to keep his composure there, trying to secure that second set, and maybe put this match away here for MTSU.
Yeah, no doubt. If Ozzy could knock off Todorica, I'm sure that would make him very happy, as well as the rest of the Blue Raiders. That would be bagel time, Matt.
Absolutely, absolutely. Bagel time indeed. Nice nutrition breakfast here. Submitting out all the bagels. So we'll head back down to court 2 here, where once again Cisco out to a 4-1 lead here in the second set. 40-15 advantage here into this match. With Cisco serve here, trying to extend his lead even more. As we're talking about the bagel time, Cisco looking to produce some breadstick here in the second set.
Cisco had to scoop that one out.
Scrivelius will send that into the net. And that will now push the lead 5-1 in favor of Cisco. So a few matches here on that decisive final match there, trying to secure that final point for MTSU and secure a big victory here in shutting out USF.
Yeah, definitely a few of our own Blue Raiders on the brink of victory there. We'll see who gets to claim it for them, if that is to be tonight.
OBP again securing that first set, 6-2. Second set a little bit different here. 5-6 here. I'll call there by Todorica. See Todorica throwing his hands up. Seems to not agree with the call given there by the ITA official. A little disgruntled there.
Not very happy at all. Couldn't tell if that shot before from OBP went long or what. OBP just was going to tap it over the net, but it fell back on his side. I assume the ITA official called that one out. As you were saying,
OBP puts another one away.
Matt, he is chasing Todorica all over this court right now.
Absolutely wearing down Todorica here. See Todorica a little disgruntled by the calls here by the ITA official. See if OBP can use that to his advantage. So that one be out. That one will go out.
Just
Todorica
wide.
staying alive here. Again, Todorica earlier in this match was a little disgruntled by the ITA official. Still trying to stay alive, trying to secure the second set here for him and his squad. So that one will go into the net. Now sends OBP to a 40-15 lead here. That serve a little wide by Todorica.
You can see that ball bend to stay in bounds. Well, I really do wish we had a radar gun out here, Matt.
Absolutely, absolutely. Some of these hits that we see on the court, just absolute Not much you can do there, just blowing past their opponents. Again, if you're just joining us, MTSU securing that doubles point, securing 2 matches here in the singles, pushing their lead 3-0 here, trying to find that closer court. That one seems to go a little bit wide there.
Yeah, just long, called out by Ozzy, and we're tied back up at 6.
Absolutely, indeed, a dogfight here between OBP and Tudorica. Excuse us, a 7-6 advantage here in favor of OBP.
Not completely sure that score is correct, but we will confirm and get back to you.
Knotted up at 6 here. As OBP will send that into the net.
Fist bump and a yelp is pretty much all Tudorica can muster at the moment. So the last few bounces have not gone his way.
Again, trying to find that clinching point here for that second set. That ball will be just a bit out on OBP there. Again, MTSU trying to figure out which court will be the secure tonight. Again, 3-0, trying to, again, 1 match away from securing the victory here over South Florida. Just an absolute, question going around. As we dive in here to Cisco. Gravilius here on court 2. For Cisco on his serve.
Ball falls wide from Gravilius, Matt. Looks like if Roca can put this game away, he will win for the Blue Raiders.
Ball seemed to be just a bit long there for Gravilius there. Cisco looking to put this game away for the Blue Raiders.
The slow clap begins.
Match point here.
Which means the Bulls' time is almost up here at Adams Tennis Complex. Roca's last shot there falling a bit long. Will be brought to a deuce point situation.
Again, like you said, slow claps will slowly start to creep in here at the Cathedral.
It's on Blue Raider TV and YouTube, or CUSA TV and YouTube.
That ball will squeak in there. Cisco giving props to his opponent. Great sportsmanship out there from Cisco. Again, another feeds off the energy, but you got to give praise where praise is due. As Gravilius was able to squeak that in over Cisco's head, keeping the set alive here. So now go 5-3 here. Set number 2 on court 2. That one just a bit wide there for Gravilius.
Looks like a double fault there for Eric Gravilius.
As the cheers start to fill the cathedral here. The sounds of it, I think we might have a clincher.
We do indeed. Stein's slump over on court 1 has just secured victory for the Blue Raiders, Matt.
Indeed, it's a hammer and nail coffin here at the cathedral. Stein slumped the clincher tonight, securing that 4-0 victory over USF. A big victory here, coming back off of a big road trip for the boys in blue. You know, it's a great to see, you know, they came out here strong. They came out here aggressive here in that doubles, securing that first point, making it a whole lot easier for them to play their kind of tennis here in the singles.
Yeah, no doubt Stein, huge victory for him. You know, he was looking to bounce back after his last performance. He was actually able to defeat the number 4 player in the country when they bested Duke last Friday. Tough round for him out at Mississippi State a few weeks ago. Tough round at Wake Forest, but gets the job done for the Blue Raiders, and it's another huge victory that should send them up the polls.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, this team is, the Blue Raiders are trying to, you know, climb that ladder. You know, that's been their kind of, their motto was, you know, they want to be seen as one of those top teams here in the rankings. You know, 21's great. It's a good ranking. You know, you got that special number beside your name, but you know, you want to see that into the single digits potentially. You want to be, you know, near the top of the competition. And, you know, the Blue Raiders here have a team that can do that. You know, these boys have great chemistry, and these, you know, great players on every single court. Their depth is, you know, one of their strong suits here.
As we
see Cisco pumped up here, securing.
Sorry to cut you off there, Matt. Just heard Roca letting out a big burst of emotion. And you were right. No, 5. That will make this match effectively 5-0, and just another dominant performance from the Blue Raiders all around. Didn't necessarily know what we were going to get from South Florida coming in, because we've kind of had a mixed bag of results from them all season long. However, the Blue Raiders were able to get it done.
Indeed, and they did, and they brought out the bagels. They said, you know, it's breakfast time here at the Cathedral. Big 0 there for USF. You know, MTSU came out so controlling there, very controlling in the second half of the singles matches, and just a big all-around win here for the boys in blue.
All this bagel talk, Matt's making me hungry, and one of my favorite meals happens to be breakfast for dinner.
There you go. Well, Marcel is hungry to securing another win here, pushing that lead ever so farther for MTSU.
As one court falls, these others will follow suit. Your Blue Raiders well on the path to a shutout victory here tonight.
And again, for those just joining us here on CUSA TV or MTNN Sports' YouTube channel, MTSU clinching the victory here at the Cathedral Tennis, better known as the Adams Tennis Complex here over South Florida Bulls.
I was going to say, your last remaining action here at Adams Tennis Complex is the one you have your eyes on right now on court 5 between Marcel Kamrowski and Elijah Sham. The other one is over on court 3 between Oscar Brostrom-Paulson and Alvin Tudorica. Those matches will not affect the outcome, as Middle Tennessee State has already taken victory to the tune of 5-0. And really just looking for a resume builder here at this point.
Absolutely. The ball will go just a little bit wide, but, you know, as MTSU has secured a victory here, still some reporting to do, and we got the man for it, Dylan Simmons. Dylan, what's there out there?
Well, thank you once again for that introduction, Matt. And as you mentioned, the Blue Raiders pick up a huge victory, a 5-0 lead right now on the USF Bulls. But over on court 3, an interesting situation developing. Because of the way and the nature of this game, how it's already been clinched, What they're doing is there's not going to be a third full set. Instead, there's going to be a 10-point tiebreaker to decide the winner. That's what they're currently playing right now. It's 1-1 between Oscar Brostrom-Polson and his opponent from USF. Going to be interesting to see who pulls out of this one. Guys, back to you.
Big news there from Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. As we go, showing you OBP once again on the screen alongside Tudorica here for USF.
Very interesting situation there, Matt, over on court 3. It's not one that I'm familiar with. Most tiebreaker sets you see best of 7, best of 8. But this tiebreaker to decide a set, just since this match is already over, very interesting. I wonder if that's something that South Florida might have suggested. Usually, given that Coach Jimmy will favor for just ending that match at the 4-0 mark, but I would assume that is just in an effort to keep their legs fresh for their match with Memphis tomorrow.
Absolutely, that indeed. Maybe the storyline behind the match, trying to find that revenge match they want to see. If OBP can turn it around, change the shift here.
As you can hear, the Blue Raider men that have already finished leading the Go Blue, Go White chant off to OBP's left. So just mentioned, the University of South Florida will be traveling to Memphis tomorrow to take them on. Meanwhile, your Blue Raiders will get a day off before they have a doubleheader on Sunday. Be taking on the Princeton Tigers here at 1 o'clock. The Alabama A&M Bulldogs here at 5.
Little stoppage of play here between OBP, Tudorica here.
Unfortunate bounce there for Ozzie off the top of the net.
Again, MTSU securing a victory here over USF. These matches finishing up, won't affect the outcome of the game. But still, these games are very important to these men.
No doubt, with both of these players being ranked in the top 100. Oscar Brostrom-Polson, your number 60 singles player, as well as Alvin Tudorica sitting right behind him, or not that far at least, at number 67 in the country right now. So definitely, they probably want to settle this one out, Matt, I would imagine.
Absolutely. The storyline is, again, Tudorica taking the match at his home court in Tampa. OBP trying to show him how it's done here at the Cathedral. So that one will be a little far. Out on Tudorica there. Tudorica on the serve. Tudorica will send it into the net. OBP feeling the energy from the crowd here at Adams Tennis Complex. That one will go into the net. OBP. Like we said, this final set is not like your average set, as Dylan reported, as there was an agreement pregame about how we want to see these final few matches play out. In the first 1 to 10 situation here. OBP out to an early lead here in the final set, 8-4. Again, the magic number here is that magical number 10 for the boys on court 3. Here's a crowd here at HEC rallying behind OBP, better known as Ozzy. Once again, a unique situation there on court 3. Again, first 1 to 10 in that third set. You know, a lot of, you know, emotions behind that match, as we've been saying throughout the broadcast here. You know, OBP holding a grudge there against Puerto Rico, as, you know, he was able to take advantage there, you know, at Tampa, being able to clinch it there, and then OBP trying to bounce back here, back at his home court. As we head down to court 5 here, where the two freshmen battle out. Marcel Kamarowski for MTSU. Elijah Shawn here for USF. As Elijah Sham will send it into the net here. Again, second set tiebreaker here. Kamrowski trying to secure another point for MTSU. So a lot of games, you know, it's a little bit different change of pace here. You know, Coach Jimmy's, you know, we've seen here in the past that, you know, once that 4 mark is eclipsed, you know, it's kind of like a stoppage amongst others. But, you know, allowing these boys to play out. And, you know, it's great to see more action out here at ATC. You know, you just love to see these games finish out.
Absolutely, just like free innings in baseball or overtime and any other sport. Love some free tennis, and definitely love when the Blue Raiders are on top.
Absolutely. OBP trying to get that magical 10, and that will do it. OBP securing another point here for the MTSU Blue Raiders. Finally securing that match against Puerto Rico. Securing a big win there. Good sportsmanship all the way around. You know, a big match there. You know, it was an absolute dogfight. You know, we saw in the second set there, Puerto Rico fighting back, trying to secure, you know, that, you know, a match for his team. But OBP says, not in my house.
Yeah, absolutely. We've only Oscar Brostrom Polson defending home turf, and we only have one match left to bring you as Marcel Kamrowski leads Elijah Sham 2-1 in this third set.
I believe we're still in the second set tiebreaker here, trying to figure out, will Sham push us to a third set? Will Kamrowski secure it here? Beautiful ball there by Kamrowski. Bringing the heat onto that one. Little stoppage of play here between the freshmen. Trying to see, will we get some more extra tennis? Will the Blue Raiders call a game here? Again, not a match that will change the outcome of our affair today. But Kamrowski trying to outduel USS freshman and Sham. That one's going to be sent a little too long by Elijah Sham here. As you see at the top right of the screen, Marcel's teammates here cheering on, trying to secure that 7-0 victory here tonight at the Cathedral of Tennis. That one sent wide by Sham. Long rally here between the freshmen. That one will soar on Kamrowski. Keeping Elijah Shams still in this match. Once again, another ball in favor of Marcel there. That one will sail, and that will clinch it. A 7-0 victory. Bagel time here at the Cathedral of Tennis. And that's the end of the match here tonight, folks, as the Blue Raiders win with a final score of 7-0. And as the music starts to play here at the Cathedral, Graham, what did you see out there that led to such a dominant victory here for the Blue Raiders?
Well, right there at the end, ice in his veins is all I got for you. Marcel Kamrowski putting away Elijah Sham there to close out the shutout victory for the Blue Raiders. Matt, the only thing I saw tonight was a lot of good performances from the boys in blue.
Absolutely, indeed. We saw, them being very, aggressive out there in the doubles, securing that quick early first point. That's such a crucial point for many teams there. And then to absolutely dominate, the courts, as we saw just an absolute total domination on majority of the courts there, as we saw in our doubles match. In court one, we did drop the veteran, OBP and Cisco, but the other two, in Stein and Pavel and the freshman duo, were able to rebound, gain that doubles point for them, and then just complete control from the boys in blue in the singles matches, as majority of them taking them, quick, easy, early advantages there. We saw a couple dogfights there, but the boys in blue were able to come back, bounce back, and just put it away there, 7-0.
Yeah, I think the important thing is, regardless of how you started, like you said, we saw a lot of people jump out to an early, 1-0 set victory. But for the few who didn't, like Marcel, like if mistaken, it might be Francisco even might have dropped that first one. But regardless, they were able to battle back. They were able to come back. Everybody won tonight. Everybody looked great. Middle Tennessee Tennis is the men's team's back at ATC, and definitely look forward to them keeping up that momentum here on Sunday.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, keeping that momentum going, they do have a big doubleheader here Sunday at the Cathedral of Tennis, better known as the Adams Tennis Complex here, as they'll face Princeton early on in the morning at 12 that time, and then right after that, another matchup with Alabama A&M at 4 p.m. So a lot of work ahead for the boys, and after this quick short break, we'll return. We'll have the coach's post-game interview and also a post-game interview with the player of the game. This is MTN Sports coverage of the Blue Raiders tennis on CUSA TV. We'll be right back.
Mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend,
We pledge to continue the conversation.
because it matters.
because you matter.
stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
I have a voice.
You have a voice.
We have a voice.
Our voices can be heard.
Outside of sports.
As student athletes, we have a platform.
Now more than ever.
It's important that we listen, learn, and lead, and raise our voices for change.
We can all do more.
Now is the time
To make a difference.
This is our chance.
This is our chance to make a better tomorrow.
Together, we will continue the conversation.
We have a voice.
On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law, and it reads, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity, receiving federal financial assistance." Happy 50th anniversary, Title IX. Thank you for giving little girls like me and big kids like Conference USA student athletes the opportunity to dream big.
Mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend,
We pledge to continue the conversation.
because it matters.
because you matter.
stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
And welcome back. I am Matt Hayden alongside Grant Langston here. As we saw MTSU coming out, dropping them bagels, 7-0 victory over SFU, or USF, my apologies, getting my
There you go.
abbreviations mixed up. But something I can't get mixed up is head coach Jimmy Born-Dame. Jimmy, how are you doing today?
I'm a lot better now. So what about you guys?
Oh, we're hanging in there. We,
Yeah.
enjoyed calling you the boys in blue today. So first question, your team jumping out to that early 1-0 lead after the doubles and seeming to just be in control all of the singles matches. How did it feel coming off of that long road trip, leaving ranked, and coming in and putting on a show at ATC?
Yeah, it felt great. The doubles point was a little closer than wanted, but we're still working out some things. We're playing better doubles than we were before we went on the road trip, which is good. But yeah, and then the singles. I mean, to come out that strong with the singles. I mean, I think on my side, I call my side the even side over here. We were just rolling. I didn't even feel like I had to do much. So it was good. It was good. We still need to do a little bit work tomorrow. Princeton's tough. Enjoy this one for like 10 more minutes and then start thinking about Princeton.
Absolutely. No, huge doubleheader on Sunday. And, you've played a lot of tennis on the road here, so a lot of traveling. Not a super long match tonight, but how do you keep that, that level of performance up as you get to playing more tennis?
Well, when you've got a really good captain and Pavel Model over here, the boys know tonight to just, we're going to go get dinner. We'll go kick back. We'll probably look at some notes, watch some video tomorrow, and, try to figure out if there's a couple things we could do a little bit better. Princeton's a tough team. We faced off with them last year in the finals of the Blue-Gray, and they were not happy that we took the title. And so they're well coached, but they're battling Vanderbilt tomorrow, so hopefully they play for like 10 hours and help us put us in a good spot for Sunday.
No doubt. And speaking of rematches, tonight we had Oscar Brostrom-Polson taking on Alvin Tudorica, who y'all faced down in Tampa last season. Obviously that one kind of went to that tiebreak at the end, but nice to see him bounce back and kind of get that revenge. Is there anybody else tonight that you were impressed by? I mean, obviously everybody won, but who stood out or made a big improvement from some of those performances on the road?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of credit to Ozzy. I don't know if y'all know, but Ozzy's dad's here in town from Denmark, and with a great family friend, and they've heard about all the great experiences that we have here at ATC, and they really wanted to see, watching it online versus actually being here is totally different, and the Ozzy, oi, oi, and all that stuff, and so I was kind of, always a little concerned. The boys don't get to play in front of their parents very often. How do they respond and whatnot? He came out firing, playing really well. Obviously, some past history last year. That match was huge, actually. If Ozzy would have won that match in the third set last year, would have clinched the match. And obviously he didn't. The guy came up with the goods. So big bolt of confidence for Ozzy. One of the things that gotta constantly preach is that we're getting better. And for him to lose that match last year, and then for him to win this year, that just shows you guys getting better. So other big ones, for me, I was really happy. I can only speak for my side. Francisco, I felt like had that guy in his hand the whole time. He could just like kind of do whatever he wanted. But Andre Horak, the kid's just nails. I don't think he's lost yet in singles. And he kind of does it quietly. Kind of reminds me of Steve Hollis a little bit last year. He's over there. He's doing his thing, winning, quiet, winning, quiet, winning. And then he gets off and, he does his thing. So really kind of a sneaky, dangerous player, and it's just really exciting for me for the future. Those two are really strong. Yeah, great tennis all around.
Yeah, no doubt. Francisco's quiet until he's not, right? When he put that final point away, he let out a bit of a bigger yelp than we usually see from him.
Well, I mean, Francisco doesn't need a lot of motivation, but I was a little ticked off because during the doubles, the kid, his name is Eric Gravelius, he got a little loud and he was trying to kind of take over the building a little bit. And so I told I told the guys in the huddle that he needs to know that this is my house, and our house, I should say. And so I told Francisco that it was his job to shut him up, and so he went to town and got him. Well, he waited to the end to let him know, but he did a great job.
Absolutely, Coach. And again, you guys came in here ranked 21st. Again, you're still trying to climb that rankings. Coming off a big win against a ranked 19 Duke at the time and playing a very hard-fought match between a top 10 team in Wake Forest. How does it feel coming here home after that long road trip and coming here putting on a show as a first time ranked this season?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really talk about a lot about the rankings. I usually don't. I mean, I just like to focus on improving a little bit each match, and learning from the previous day or today, and just getting a little bit better. We don't talk about the ranking much, just because, in my opinion, when you start thinking about the ranking and talking about it as their leader and their coach, guys start thinking about it a little bit, like, oh, we're supposed to win. I mean, South Florida's a good team. I mean, they were top 30 in the country last year. And it's too early in the season to really put any finality to a ranking. Princeton is going to be, really strong team. Being ranked and them being not ranked, top 25, doesn't win you any points. We're starting the match love. And so it's really important to keep that in mind, when we're playing a match.
Absolutely, great point there. And to end it off, you were talking about, leadership on this team. And, you have tons of older, players here, Cisco, Stein. But, one that really shined out tonight was Pav, the Czech assassin out there, just cleaning house. What did you see out there from him coming off this long road trip that just, made it special out there for him tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Pav's been with me for 5 years. Like I usually park myself right over there on his bench, and we've got a great camaraderie between the two of us, and I see things, he sees things, and there's no drama with Pav. I mean, I think in his 5 years he has never ever really stepped wrong, like 1 foot wrong. He's the epitome of a captain. He'll talk to guys and coach them up, and when I'm hard on him, he'll be the good guy. If they need to be lit up, sometimes it's better to hear it, from Pav. He's just all around just a super person. I don't have anything bad to say about the kid. I mean, he's awesome. I love him, and it's pretty cool to see, like, his tennis is just still so strong, and he's just a tough kid. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool to have a captain for, what is that, 3 or 4 years now, I think he's been. I don't know what we're going to do next year without him. I'll worry about that this summer.
That indeed. Thank you again, Coach Jimmy, for taking time out after a hard-fought victory today. And again, like you said, take it game by game. Got a big game against Princeton, followed by another big game right after that against Alabama A&M. Hoping you guys get some good rest in, sleeping in your own beds tonight. Come back again Sunday and put on another show for us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks for everything you guys do. I'll get Big Pav for y'all.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
So, Grant, like we've been talking about, Pav, the Czech assassin, being a grad student, being, a leader on this team, it's very important to have those kinds of players. I mean, we see it across all different sports. We see it with players like, the David Ortizes, the Yadier Molinas, big, older veterans on teams just holding together, being those glue guys on the team. And, it's something we see in Pav. And it's, it's really important for teams to have those.
No doubt. A crucial part of any sport is a veteran presence. And Pav provided that for us here tonight.
That indeed. And it looks like we have the man, the myth, the legend, the Czech assassin alongside here for another interview. Pav, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's get down to business. Coming off again another long road trip here at the ITA, tournament there, taking down a ranked Duke team and playing a hard-fought top 10 opponent in Wake Forest. Coming in here with that 21 alongside the Blue Raiders name, and you just come in here and put on a show. How does it feel to be back home at the ATC?
It feels great. We just love to play at home, and we have amazing crowd. Every time we have just amazing crowd, so we really try to use this for our advantage, and we just try to leave our soul on the court and try to do our best. So it was again great day at ATC, great fan base. Amazing day to be a Blue Raider.
You had a pretty easy day at the office, taking those 2 sets. Was there a part in the match that you felt like you were going to go ahead and take it, like it was yours, or was there a part where you were kind of concerned and had to kind of reel yourself back in?
I wasn't really concerned. I felt pretty comfortable on the court since the very beginning. I just, college tennis is like so unpredictable. You need to, be focused on every point because you never know when it's gonna turn around, and so you really need to stay focused on every point and try to win as quick as possible to bring the point home and give the other guys energy and the confidence that we need to win.
Absolutely, yeah. Coach Jimmy was just singing your praises, and once you got done, I saw you up here wandering around, kind of watching on the other guys, also, giving them advice on the court. That's a huge advantage for us every time. As Matt mentioned a minute ago, you've got a doubleheader coming up on Sunday. What's something that you've learned from either your travels the past few weeks, Mississippi State, all the way back to that match tonight? What's something that you hope to improve upon for yourself on Sunday?
For myself, there's so many things to work on always, but I would say that overall we can still get better in doubles. Today we were battling against South Florida at the doubles point. We have actually never won the doubles points against them. So this was actually the first time we managed to win. So it was huge for us. So tomorrow we will have 2-hour hit probably. Try to work on some little details that we can improve for Sunday, and Sunday. Two difficult matches. We have Princeton, that is again really strong team, Ivy League team. So we are really excited for this one, and yeah, we are excited to have a full crowd again. ATC, let's go.
And so another thing that Coach Jimmy was talking about is, the leadership that, some of the older players have on the team. And Pav, as one of those older, the older players, watching over these younger players like, Marcel and Andre, just, how do you take that leadership role into your consideration when you put your performance out there on the court?
Well, I just, I'm trying to do my best. I try to be a role model for them because I've been here for 5 years, so I kind of know what's the drill, what needs to be done to be successful. So I just really try to do my best and guide them, transfer that experience that I have gained over the years, and make sure that once we leave, they can keep growing and keep up with the same level and maybe bring it to higher levels. So my role is really just to be a role model and try to explain what they should do, what they shouldn't do, and teach them how to be a better tennis player and better person. So that's something I'm trying to do.
And Pop, to end it out, a little lighthearted question here. What's the meal of choice heading into a big match? What's on the plate?
Meal of choice? I would go for pizza probably.
Pizza. Now, another question. Does pineapple belong on pizza, Pav?
Definitely. 100%.
Good answer, Pav. Good answer. Thanks for joining us, Pav.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
No, it was a great night out here, Grant. Lots of emotions running high after a long tournament, and it's just great seeing the boys back here at ATC.
Absolutely, yeah. Another quality performance from the Blue Raiders, and we hope to see them repeat this on Sunday. Meanwhile, that is all the time that we have for tonight, folks. We want to thank Middle Tennessee Athletics for letting us stream these matches. We also want to thank Adams Tennis Complex for hosting all of these events.
And if you miss any of our, past tennis matches, you can find those on CUSA TV, visiting our website, middletennesseenews.net/sports. And we'll be back here at ATC once again as we take on the Princeton Tigers Sunday, February 5th at noon, but then followed by another men's match against Alabama A&M Bulldogs here at, once again, ATC at 4 p.m. For Grant Langston, I'm Matthew Hayden. Thank you for watching MTNN Sports, your home for MTSU Blue Raiders tennis. So long.